Hello and welcome to Live at the Party. We are NyxRising Industries. I am JD, your dungeon master.
Is he okay? I did too.
Welcome to nonsense. Are we ready to go?
Yeah!
Cool title sequence! We catch up with our adventurers in the city of Lakeside amidst the annual Lake Games, where representatives from the 3 surrounding towns come together to compete in various sporting, athletic events and trials. Various adventures have brought our characters here, and we're getting through a few things in the city whilst also partaking of the sights and sounds and festivities. You've travelled up, had a little bit of a party on the boat over the way over, engaged in some games, engaged in cannonball diving and greasy women wrestling. And we catch up with our adventurers as they carry on with more things. So Cassian has completed the trial that he chose to do, and the rest of you, what would you like to do?
I'd like Cassian to put his clothes back on.
Yes! Thank you! He's still just like glistening.
Nice.
Elyse is just looking up at the rigging climbing thing. Does it look similar to things she would have climbed before?
Yeah, the rigging in general looks similar enough. It looks a lot higher than things you've climbed before, and also the layout of rigging on a nautical ship as opposed to an aerial ship is slightly different, but it's, the basics are close enough.
You think you want to?
Yeah. She kind of like rolls her shoulder. I mean, I've been fighting all sorts of monsters with this injury, so I don't see why it would hold me back now.
Or maybe you should just get it seen to first. Won't do any harm to do
You
that.
guys seem to want to do this right now.
I don't mind if you want to go to the temple and get that seen to.
The games are always going to be here for the next few days.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone has to come, you don't all have to come here, it's fine.
Not.
But I would appreciate some company.
I said I would, so I'll come.
Thank you.
I'll come, I'd like to see it.
I told you I'd come with you.
Thanks, guys.
I have some of my own business to attend to,
That's
so
fair, you said.
I'll catch, makes a pointed look at Renard, you later.
Fine.
Never seen a temple.
Me neither. What are they having there?
Don't know. Depends on the god. So it depends on the gods. Do the gods like live there?
No.
The people who worship them, I guess.
Do they live there?
Sometimes.
There'll be priests and clerics and particular people absolutely dedicated to worshipping their gods who will look after the temples and
Leave
make daily
offerings.
offerings, provide opportunities for other people to come and worship, and give advice.
Offerings, you say? Like what?
Like gifts or money some people leave.
Do the gods take it?
Sometimes it goes towards the temple,
That's nice.
but some people think that it brings favour with the gods if you leave them things.
You head off through the busy town into the square. You find yourself in Tempest Square, the sort of blue-grey cobblestoned area with a large statue on one end, the City Hall, and the Temple of Cord, which you know and you have seen already. You see this stormy grey stone-built temple, rectangular, about 60 feet wide, looks to go back about 150 feet with this flat roof. Mostly unembellished, but still very finely made. The stone is water smooth and very well built. In front, facing the square, there are 4 pillars of deep blue granite, which are flecked with sort of like lighter veins going through, of almost like a silvery grey and a darker blue as well. A heavy black reclaimed wood door lies beyond. As you're approaching, you do see it open, and a few people walk out, and then it closes back again. You walk up to the pillars. You stand outside the entrance to the temple.
It's kind of intimidating, isn't it?
It's just a building.
See Elyse just reach into her pouch, put a hand on her arcane focus, and then walk inside.
Okay. push open the doors. You see a small space before you, probably about 10 feet deep, of just featureless slabs of the same stone before this endless wall of water coming from the roof. You see like a slit in the ceiling above. Water is just pouring over, seemingly endlessly, falling into a channel on the floor before dissipating out to the side. You can't see where it goes. There doesn't seem to be any break in it. It was quite like a roar as it's coming down.
Is this normal?
Temples are built differently. So, anyone around?
Not currently. You wait for about 30 seconds. You do see someone step out, soaked from through the wall of water, sees you and just nods. Doesn't seem to be a cleric or a priest or anything.
They're just a regular person, they don't work for the temple.
You can't nod their head and sort of push past you to get out. It's kind of
It's all just standing in a row like, no.
Do we have to walk through the water to get in?
I guess.
I imagine so.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stroll up to it and step through it, I guess.
Yeah, same.
It's not particularly deep. Are you disguised at the moment?
I'm going to say she probably would have, become the tiefling again
Okay.
before.
Feel as you step through, you feel the enchantment fade.
Great.
Don't worry about it.
You step through into the much larger side of the room. Essentially, you see pews on either side of the room, and sort of facing each other. They're arranged in like a semicircle built out of stone, coming from the floor and facing an altar on a raised dais. Beyond the altar is a doorway, but it seems much smaller, and just you don't see anyone going through it. It seems to be perhaps for like the priest chambers or the halls or whatever. You see probably 3 priests, two of whom are attending to people who are sat on the pews and speaking to them quietly, and one who seems to be busying himself by the main altar.
Astra's immediately just drying himself again, like,
Yeah, are we soaking wet now?
You step through and you're soaking wet for a second, but you feel it dry quickly.
okay.
Like within 30 seconds, it's as if you didn't step through at all. People do look up and notice you, but no one sort of comes over.
It's just like taking in everything about the temple.
Yeah.
Like, what sort of, is there anything like on the walls and things?
Okay, so the walls are the same like blue-grey stone. There doesn't seem to be any art or decorations hanging from them, but where where the pillars meet the ceiling, there are all these embellishments and carvings that seem to be crashing waves and ships. Seem to be like bolts of lightning and like clouds, like all around the top. So basically, where the walls meet the ceiling, that's where there's a lot of decoration. The pews themselves, the altar, the floor seems to be fairly not unadorned, but simple.
Yeah.
The priests you see are in these sleeveless tunics which go down like past their knees as well. Something like sturdy dark boots. The tunics themselves are very similar colour to the walls as well. Things like driftwood circlets around their head.
Is that what you were expecting?
I didn't know what to expect. I've never been inside an active temple before. Okay. I guess I shall just start walking towards one of the priests, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you walk up to the priest who's at the altar and sort of looks up to you. This older man, humanoid, dark brown skin, like a short cropped, very white beard and very white hair as well, sort of like puffy white eyebrows. Looks up and, good afternoon.
Hi.
Enjoying the games?
Yeah.
Just sort of like busying himself with some materials on the altar.
I was wondering a few things I need, but first of all, mostly healing, and maybe someone, if anyone's capable of sending a message for me.
Healing can be offered. Our cleric who is able to send messages isn't with us right now, but when they return, we can see about that. Healing is a service we can offer.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, which of you is injured?
It's me.
Oh. Well, we can do that in the privacy beyond the door if you wish, of course.
Okay.
Do you have time now? Are you?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, if the rest of you have anything, otherwise I can... Your name?
Aisha?
Aisha. I can take Aisha.
Will someone come with me?
Someone can.
I can come with you if you want.
Thank you.
Ren puts a hand on her shoulder and just squeezes. You'll be okay.
Gotcha, sapling. Let's do it.
Find rest. Here. Rest of you. Your friends will be with you shortly. Sort of gesture to the side and motion through the door. Walks down a small corridor before taking the second left door and takes you into a small room which seems to be it's pretty empty and featureless, save for 4 or 5 beds. Look very simple and hardy. A couple of like basic materials like towels and linens, and just gestures you down onto one, and then takes a seat on the next bed. Looks over to you and nods to you both. And what can I aid you with?
Elyse just takes off the, she would have been wearing like the waterfall jacket over her regular tunic, so she just takes that off and kind of turns around, and he would see like a hole burnt in the back of her tunic with the skin underneath like purple and kind of corroded with these purple veins coming off of it.
He sort of looks over it. Oh.
That's the main one. There are some others, but this one won't heal on its own.
I can have a look at that. It will take some time. It may take a few hours.
Does it cost anything?
Unfortunately so. I'm afraid the materials that will be drawn into this enchantment do have a cost.
Fine. How much?
Thank you. 30 gold pieces.
Okay.
Please. Just sort of motions to the bed and like instructs you to like lie down in the front.
Do I need to take the tunic off as well, or can they work without?
Yeah, you can move it off and like keep it.
Huh?
Yeah, no, you can like move it like off the shoulder, so it doesn't need to come off fully.
Yeah, she'll just like unloop one armhole and kind of
Okay. Astra, you see, he stands up and goes and sits in the middle of the room. Make yourself comfortable, and sits and just begins to pray. Crosses his legs and lifts his head up. He begins to chant in a language that you don't recognise. You do, actually. Beseeching the Lady Chord for strength, for wisdom, for insight. And it sounds almost like the sound of just like rushing rain. You know how he's speaking and like chanting softly, and then after about 5 minutes stands up and places his hands on Elyse's back and begins to, it aches at first, begins to just massage what seems to be like purplish oil onto the wound itself.
She like completely tenses up. But when he was speaking that language, she would have just been staring at him like wide-eyed. And then
He had his eyes closed, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as he begins healing her, she just tenses up completely, grits her teeth.
Okay. The process lasts about 3 hours. Do you do anything in the time?
Fucking hell, that's so long. Yeah, I guess once she's over the initial kind of tension of it, just kind of looks around. Was there anyone else in there other than Astra and them?
Someone came in at one point and just took some things out and left, but
You
we'll get to you too.
you were speaking Fulgan.
No, maybe a similar dialect, but I've never heard it by that name. Aquan.
Oh. That's the language, that's what they call it in Sanskrit?
Maybe. I've not been to Sanskrit.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps.
Can you tell me anything about Cord? I don't know much about the gods.
That I can. And launches into it. Recounts all the things I mentioned before, so I don't have to make everyone go through that again, yeah. Strong, buff lady, deity, or
Wife.
of warriors and storms and sailors and stormy seas. Talks about how she's depicted. She is, on the scale of order and chaos, is very much on the side of order. which does sometimes fall into like martial law and like the law of battle and war essentially. But he says where they are, due to their positioning and their lifestyle, it is more about helping sailors who are at stormy seas and looking after people in stormy times and such like that. She's also the patron deity of Goliath. They call themselves her people. And yeah, just sort of puts out that she is noble and unrelenting, like the storm. And that's about like half an hour of him just talking over. He's very passionate and very clearly knows a lot about it. This is his life. His hand's like still like working at your back. Occasionally there's a touch of cold. There's these like blue-grey stone bracelets like on his wrist, like hit your back as well.
Yeah.
Astra, you see sparks of blue energy like drifting off his hands and like soaking into Elise's skin.
Ash just means like watching and just doodling in his book.
Yeah, Elyse falls silent again for a bit and still like a little bit tense, but has clearly started to kind of like allow herself to relax into the situation. And then eventually asks, do you know, have you ever heard the name Shahrivar before?
I can't say I have, no.
And you pray to Cord, and do you speak to her?
I speak to her. Can't say she speaks back, but, well, not directly.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure you've heard of Storm. I believe that's Cord's way of speaking to us.
Strange.
Crash of thunder is her calling out to those faithful.
And she shakes her head. Do you have contact with other temples to her? Other places?
Occasionally we send acolytes over to other places, but I've been here most of my life.
Do you know if there are any in Ospeya?
Most likely. I believe so. But I wouldn't know for certain.
And she falls silent again for a bit. And then, I guess like another long silence later. This might seem like a strange question, but can you like can you heal minds in the same way you can heal a body?
Not really, no.
Like if
that is
someone,
beyond my power, unfortunately.
Or what about your cleric? You said they weren't here. Like if there were things they couldn't remember, is there a way to make that come back?
There are people other than those inside the walls of a temple who can heal minds and hearts. Look to your friends. He looks up at you and just sort of nods, and this is not the place for that.
Okay.
It can be for some, but...
I just fall silent again for a while.
Okay. What's going on? Cut away temporarily. Those of you who didn't come into the room, are you doing anything? Are you just waiting?
Probably just taking a seat. This isn't my god. Like, I can respect the temple, but
Yeah.
I've got no worship to do here.
That's fair. A cleric would have come out and said to you that this would be a few hours probably. So you'd have that knowledge.
We could wait, or I promised Cassian I would do something with him, but you two can wait here or go off and do whatever you like, I suppose. I'm sure they can tell Elyse and Astra that we can meet them back at the tavern.
We can do, if it's going to take that long. I don't really have any prayers to make here, particularly.
I'll wait a little longer, but if you two wanted to go in, I don't know. shop or watch the games.
There's nothing I need shopping wise. What about you?
I don't know. I was thinking y'all are always journaling. Maybe I should get one of those.
That would be nice. Didn't you want a diamond?
Oh yes. How much is a diamond just out of character?
Oh, it completely varies. But
Okay.
if you, like, let's say for example you're casting a spell that requires a 250 diamond, you can just buy 250 gold's worth of diamonds.
Yeah,
Like if there's one that's 100, one that's a 50, one that's 100 as well, you can get that. It doesn't have to be one exactly. It's worth it.
Okay.
Just diamond worth 250 gold.
I see.
So perhaps, Boblem, you can go looking for a journal and you can go looking for a diamond or diamonds and I'll go and find Cassian.
Okay.
Sure, sounds good.
I'll just let the cleric know then that
Yeah.
we will. Our friends can meet us back where we're staying.
Yeah, they're able to pass on a message and they sort of poke at the door and just speak to you, Astra, and let you know. Okay. So you leave, you head out.
I'll see you both later then, I suppose.
Alright. We'll meet you back at the tavern.
See you in a bit.
We'll say that you meander the streets and you go back to the tavern or the ship or wherever it may be. That you meet Cassian as arranged.
Yeah.
In this time,
Yeah.
I will have bought the materials for what we discussed.
Yeah, of course.
I will say,
Mhm.
using my, it's in my background, I have like a letter from a merchant's guild.
Yeah.
I will get that out and be like, discount for good trading.
Yeah. So that's about 50 gold's worth of materials. You get it for 30.
Okay.
All the materials that you have, and you bring it back to the ship.
Yeah. Well, to the tavern.
Oh, sorry, yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
There's-
But
you've got
I'll
the ship.
make sure it's wrapped. So.
Yeah. Well, in that price includes 2 halflings who carry all the material back with you.
They're in your inventory.
I said before, if I can get some of it pre-made, we can.
Yeah,
have that
yeah,
later,
yeah.
and
That's
then-
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So 30 gold. Yeah.
30 gold. That's right. That's
That's a
right.
sweet discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's what you get for being a merchant.
Background feature.
Background features. If D&D Beyond will allow me to move my money.
How close is the square to the water?
Probably like a 20-minute walk.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just wait in the square then because Cassian said he would meet us. He would come back.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Some time passes. Cassian does his stuff, and the unmistakable figure, heels clicking on the cobblestones.
Cassian?
Renard. Everything all right in the temple?
Yes, at least it's getting. The healing is just going to be a few hours.
Right. Well, I suppose if you've been here before, do you know of anywhere?
I mean, I haven't been here specifically to go to sword.
So we should ask around.
Do I know what part of the city that might have that sort of thing?
What are you looking for? Weapon sellers?
Weapon seller, yes.
Okay. Shot Square would be probably quite a good bit.
Shot
Up to-
Square.
Yeah, north of Gunnery Street itself.
Okay. Shot Square, north of Gunnery Street.
Lead the way.
You walk up through Tempest Square and along Gunnery Lane. Gunnery Street? Gunnery Lane. Past it. And you're getting to sort of the edges of town, but you get to Shot Square and it is quieter. A lot of places are closed, but the places that are open, you go to 1 or 2 blacksmiths and weapon sellers, and you are able to find one after a while. And go in, you see an orc who's all working at the store, just sort of stocking some things back up. You see racks of weapons placed in cabinets around the shop. Shop's been quite quiet, a little bit dusty. Looks over as you enter. Oh, welcome.
Good afternoon.
How can I be of service?
I'm looking for a short sword. Fine make, preferably some sort of enchantment to maybe upgrade its abilities.
Enchantments, I don't know about that, but I've got plenty of fine weaponry. Don't need to be messing around with any of that magic. And waves his big, heavy green hand in your direction. Like, don't need to worry about that. Trust me, when you see my stock, you'll know. Something for you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank
Right.
you.
Okay. It takes a minute before coming up to the counter and rolling out this leather roll. On it, see a number of blades. You see three that catch your eye. You see one like light, balanced short sword with this ornate black pearl studded hilt. You see this cherry wood hilted with red wrapped leather and coal black steel scimitar. And you see a small, narrow stiletto blade with a black hilt and crossguard.
Any of these catch your fancy?
How could they not? I mean, pick them up. Try them on for size.
I'm sorry, I was after something a little bit more, like I said, magical. Could you point me in the direction of a different seller?
Make a persuasion check.
9.
I don't know. Check out Mizzen Street.
Where, sorry?
Mizzen Street.
Mizzen Street.
All sorts of weird stuff up there if this isn't good enough for you.
Ray just puts a hand on his face.
Sort of sits back in the old rocking chair and just... Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Your work is beautiful, my friend is just very particular.
Arcane user would prefer an arcane blade.
Come on, Cassian.
Right.
Thank you!
Have a pleasant day.
You too!
Wilson's landing. Okay, make an investigation check.
Sure.
Either of you.
This is probably better than mine.
Making more enemies, huh?
23.
23,
Nice.
okay. Nice. Okay, you head off in the direction of Mizzen Street and walk up. A lot of older, more intricate, more detailed buildings. You walk by where the pillars have sort of like carvings, like detail into them, and there are flowers sort of hanging outside the windows and like window boxes from the buildings. And it's probably one of the older parts. And you pass there, like residential and retail areas. For one place catches your eye. You see somewhere which has a simple sign outside in dark wood with gold lettering just saying Osgins. You don't see any windows.
I think this place looks good.
Osgins. Worth a look inside.
Yeah.
You push it open and you smell dust and old wood inside you. It takes, you see very quickly, but it takes you a second for your eyes to adjust to the dim light, and you see racks and racks of just tat. You see old broken clocks, you see individual like chunks of armor, you see broken statues, weapons, maybe one or two hanging from parts in the ceiling. And the racks of things, these almost piles of them, create like little alleyways in the store. Not like actual shelves racking up, but just things on top of each other. You sort of poke around, you hear something clink, clink, clink in the distance, and you sort of step over yourself over a couple of like goblets which just roll out the way. And this wow, look around the corner, and this big fat tabby cat looks up at you before disappearing into the junk.
Well, possibly. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon! I'm coming, and you head down a little bit further into it, and it goes much wider, like much deeper than you imagine. You head through this little labyrinth with walls of stuff just sort of towering over you almost, and you step past one thing and it wobbles and you hold it up. And you get to a point you find what is maybe a desk, but you couldn't really be sure. You can't really tell if it's for sale or not. And then a figure comes around from the side, what looks to be a very sleepy, very old elf with pointed ears which are slightly drooping, thinning, very white hair, wearing these little tiny little like half moon spectacles. What seems to be like an old like bed gown essentially. Closes the book and, how have you found yourself here?
We're looking to purchase a
arcane sword. Preferably a
Wonderful.
short sword.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any sort of preference, Master, on?
As long as it can deal a good strike.
Yes, of course, of course. Bear with me. And disappears into the junk. A minute goes by. 5 minutes go by. 15 minutes go by before you hear poof, poof.
One would hope it's worth the wait.
Places like this normally are.
Softly plodding. You see him coming back with what seems to be 2 long sort of wrapped up packages in linen or materials, and very gingerly places 2 things down on the counter in front of you. He turns and pulls something out from the pile as well. The thing he pulls out looks to be a long, twisted, serrated piece of shell, about maybe a meter long, about 20 centimeters from 20 centimeters from one end is twisted and wrapped and seems to be rounded almost, and from beyond that point it spreads and narrows out into, you look at it and this is unbelievably a blade of some sort. It widens at the tip and is jagged and curved and is unlike any weapon you've seen before, but is most definitely a weapon. Just this one piece of twisted worked shell. It's this deep blue fading to blue white at the tips of the serration. And the 2 packages on the counter as well opens them up very gently, and you see this, first of all, this teal tinted blade, this scimitar, or maybe about 70 centimeters long in total. The hilt is this silver white, and the blade itself is teal going down to almost white as well. And this looks incredibly sharp and incredibly old as well. The last thing it opens is this deep metallic blue blade, which is much wider. It's probably about 10 centimeters wide and only about, the blade itself, 50. It spreads on the full width before sort of opening up and widening out, almost like the head of a hammerhead shark, where it has 2 equal points poking out to the side. You see holes punched in the tip of the blade, and running down the central column, these runes, which you don't recognise. You don't. Actually, is anyone? No, ignore me. Yeah, you don't recognise. You see this very finely made hilt with the black leather like wrapping around in this heavy pommel with some jewel inset.
Did you make this?
No. I'm a collector, not a smith, but these are something special.
Cassian's eyes fix on the second 2, sort of ignoring the first one, and just, what can you tell me about these 2?
Finely made, as you can see, made respectively by dwarves of the sea and elves of the sea. The scimitar points to the elven one, and the shorter, flatter short sword points to the dwarves. Enchantments placed on both of them. Their blades will never dull. Should you find yourself in battle with these, you'd have a trusty companion at your side.
Right. Any particular abilities, or just...
Not that I'm aware of, but perhaps.
Interesting. And the price of both?
For the star steel blade, and points to the dwarven one, 300 gold pieces. For the scimitar, 155.
Do you mind if I...
Of course. Make an arcana check.
9. Why am I rolling so bad right now?
The fact that there's runes on the blade, on the dwarven one, implies there's probably something more to it.
Okay. But can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
Identify it for you, baby.
They're both very well made.
Pick them up, and the scimitar feels like you're holding nothing at all. You move around your hand, just cuts through the air.
Do you mind?
Pass it over.
The star steel blade, forged from a meteorite that fell into the sea, created in the heart of a volcano under the sea. as something special, hence the price. And the short sword is heavy. You feel there's probably like dense weight to it.
This would deal quite a blow.
Both would surely, in the hands of the right wielder.
What are your thoughts?
I believe that this one, holding the dwarven one, has something more to it.
Okay.
But
Like the javelin.
like the javelin. But after my, well, even before, I don't have the gold to back it up, unfortunately.
Are you adventurers?
In a way.
Some may say.
If you have trade, I can perhaps lower the cost. Your mask, sir, that's finely made. Should you be willing to part?
No.
Understood.
I have 130 that I could spend on it, but
Alas, I could not part with such a treasure.
I can give you the rest.
I suppose I could pay you back when we hand the map in.
Or you can just owe me a favour. I want you to have a sword, Cassian. It's going to be incredibly beneficial to all of us. It's a good sword.
Then a favour it is.
I roll my eyes behind the mask and shake his hand.
Yes! Contact!
You're so touched up.
With that blade, sir, you have 2 companions at your side who are worth their weight in gold.
You're talking about Renard.
Yes. It's no small sum he just lent you, sir. It's quite like indignant and put out. I guess seeing this offer of generosity.
No, he's alright.
But never mind. Puts the other 2 swords back and then pulls out this beautiful scabbard, this inlaid, this black leather, inlaid with like elements of turquoise. It looks reminiscent to the armor that you have, but not the like a shining dust, more like solid swirls of turquoise and similar runes going down the edge of it. Opens up the buckles and places the blade into it. Hands it over to you.
Excellent. I shall affix it to my belt.
As I'm counting out the other 170 gold. I just ask her, where did you get that one?
Oh, it was brought to me by a dwarf, actually. Said it was an old family relic and had no need for it anymore.
Does it have a name?
The sword itself, no. Perhaps it has a name, but not one that I found out.
You have to name it.
It was made by the Kerhagir, the dwarves of the sea. If that helps.
If it comes from the ocean, it is as strong as I am. And give it a fitting name. Undertow.
Ooh.
I like it.
Don't get caught in it.
I like that. Can I interest you in anything else? We have many cups. Chests.
Commemorative mug,
Yeah, I'd just like to. I'll just take a look around.
Mechanically speaking, what, is that just like a +1?
+1 short sword, yes.
Is there anything else of interest around?
What are you interested in?
I'm interested in everything.
Yeah. There's lots of crockery, cutlery, all like old shiny plates made of like very fine material. Lots of sort of like attachments, like hinges and buckles and clasps, racks of belts, elements of clothing, little bits of armor. You don't see any full plate or anything. You see at one point like maybe 3/4 of a set of armor, but it's old and dented and battered. Also, many like flower pots made out of fine materials and instruments. That you don't
Yeah, I was going to
recognise.
say, are there any arcane books or instruments?
You do find a couple of books. You don't seem to find any like spell books.
Okay. And the instruments?
Instruments, yeah, things that you don't recognise. Look similar to like sextants and compasses.
Oh, I think there's like musical instruments.
Oh, so you there are plenty. There are plenty, and you see.
To see if there's a really nice loop or anything.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I will take one down off the shelves and ask how much it is.
For that beauty, let's say 12 pieces of gold, considering how much you've spent here already.
It just looks nice. I know Astra likes instruments, I don't know.
I'm sure he would appreciate it.
It belonged to quite a famous musician.
It did.
Although the name escapes me. I've had that piece for a very long time. And I've been around for a very long time.
Cassian gives him a look of like...
Given that he's an elf, you probably estimate maybe 800?
Oh.
What does it look like? Is it like...
It's like an old forest green with like a black lacing trim around the side. He's not able to find you a matching bow for it, but he's able to pull out a bow.
Okay, 12 pieces of gold. Of course.
Oh, sorry, you said a loot, didn't you? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I quite happily pass him over 12 pieces of gold.
He finds a little box for you to put it in. Hands over.
Just because we're here and I might as well check. There's no diamonds, are there?
I mean, I have diamond jewellery if you'd be so interested. Diamonds by themselves, no, but there are jewellers around the city.
Okay, that's fine.
I can find us a fair price on diamonds.
Sure. Thank you.
Your custom is much appreciated. Enjoy the games.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Mittens. Don't take that tone with me. You hear the door close. Sorry, what were you doing?
I'm gonna get you a journal.
Yeah, here am I coming along.
Of course.
Yeah, you'd be able to find a journal easy enough. Probably cost you 2 silver for one.
Yeah.
And are you looking for anything else as well?
Possibly diamonds, but sort of metagaming. Cassian saying he can get a better price.
If you were looking for diamonds, you'd go looking for diamonds.
Yeah, I'll probably go look at diamonds.
Okay, how much would you like to spend on diamonds?
50.
50? Yeah. Yeah, you're able to buy 50 gold's worth of diamonds. You find some extremely small ones, and you have basically a small pouch, like a pea-sized amount of tiny diamonds, and you're able to fasten it around your neck or at a keepsake point if you wish.
Yeah. I will take it.
Okay, yeah.
Fancy. You look fancy.
Is Boblem buying any as well?
Yeah, I'll also buy one.
How much are you buying? Like, how much diamond are you buying?
Say 100 gold.
Mr. Moneybags.
Just to make sure.
Alright, cool.
I see you.
Are you selling on the rubies?
We don't know.
They were with the
Do
lady.
you have?
Oh, okay.
We've got
I was just assuming
we've got some of the jade and onyx stones if those are worth anything.
You could probably get another 50 gold's worth if you wish to give all that away. It is uncut. You have a lot of it. You have like a sack of it that you could hand it
Is that between the two of us or each that we have?
together.
Together.
So another 50 gold's worth of diamonds you could get just for exchanging all the jade and onyx.
Okay,
I'm happy to do that.
yeah, sounds good.
So we have 200 worth of diamonds.
Yeah.
This is so hard to change with this. I'll just write it in my phone.
Yeah, we can do it in between sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
That's all on my part.
Okay.
Okay.
Back to your
Incredibly
treatment.
awkward healing session. Yeah, I guess Elyse would fall silent again for a while and then just kind of pipe up again eventually. So this Aquan you speak, did you learn it before you became a priest, or is that something to do with?
No, I learned this.
priesthood?
Sorry, I learned this in the service of Our Lady. Many of the priests speak Aqua.
Huh. Why?
Do you know what? That's a good question. Many of the texts of her are written in that language, and to understand all that is written of her and where she's from, you have to speak the notes.
Do you have any of those here?
We have some. Yes.
Could I look at them?
Yeah.
I'm a researcher. I'm just interested.
That's regardless. When you're finished here, you can have a look. Now might not be the best time.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're done. Is there anything you'd like to know? I'm happy to answer questions.
I don't really know what to ask. I'm just interested. There's obviously this connection with storms and the water. Do priests to her use magic?
Occasionally.
Elemental magic?
Yes. When water and air meet is when you find a storm. So
Yeah.
many of us speak Auran as well.
What's that?
Another dialect
Of
the primordial languages. There are 4 dialects.
primordial?
Terran, Ignan, Auran and Aquan. They comprise the 4 major elements which build up most of our world. There are other sub-elements, of course.
Oh my god.
Something funny?
That's fine, don't worry. But you've never heard of Fulgun?
No. Must be a very specific dialect.
I guess so.
Like I said, there are other sub-elements.
Yeah.
There are planes where other dialects and peoples come. The plane of mud and ash, where the planes of earth and water mix.
That makes sense.
Eternal fields of mud.
Yeah.
Where the planes of water and air mix is the plane of storms. There are many.
Do you know anything about that?
Yes, that's where the lady is from, or
What?
the plane of storms is either where the lady is from, what she made, or simply is a manifestation of her. It's not so much a physical place you can be, but it's at least not for us.
Why did you not mention that?
I'm sorry?
Nothing. That's really interesting, thank you.
That's okay. Maybe the books will clear some more things up.
Yeah. I don't suppose while I have you here, there's anything you can do about the scar on my face? I'm guessing it's probably too long gone.
This one's scar. You'll be fine.
No, I mean my face.
Yeah, no, when you look at your face, this will be fine. This is fresh.
You can
You'll be
heal
alright.
it?
No, but time will.
Oh. Okay.
This might be with you for a month or so. It looks like a deep cut.
Yeah.
Whatever did that was something deadly.
Mm-hmm.
But no, don't worry. While the skin is fresh and tender, it might draw some attention, but you'll be fine. This won't last too long.
Oh, okay.
The tissue's healing.
It's good to know. Do you know when that person who can cast the sending message will be back?
Perhaps tomorrow, but I couldn't be certain.
I guess I'll come back then. Who should I ask for?
Ask for me, Ryala. And with that, you should be done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience, sir.
Of course.
Point to you,
Thanks,
Astra.
Astra.
Wasn't anything to sit here with you. How do
No,
you feel?
How do I feel?
you feel surprisingly better. Astra, you look and you see that it is faded to like a dark purple bruise. The flesh has knitted back together. And you can see there's obviously like collected blood like underneath the skin. But even so, the actual width of it is probably halved in total. Your shoulder feels not back to normal 100%. It's still a little bit tender. That might be from him digging his knuckles in, working the magic in for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'd advise you take it easy, but
No rigging climbing competition.
tomorrow perhaps, but maybe not today. Rest on it for today.
Thank you.
And if you're going to compete, then good luck.
Thanks.
I'm from Wilson's Landing myself.
I'm not, but I'm just kind of travelling through there and they were like, do you want to do this thing? And everyone else said yes. So.
They're very welcoming.
Yeah, it was a nice town.
You have done well to find yourself there.
How much do we owe you for healing her?
30 gold pieces.
Okay.
I'll give him 30 gold.
He takes your hand. May Court's strength find you both. Guide you on your path. Please.
Thank you.
Takes you out the door and does point out to you where the books are.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That's okay, I'll have other business to attend to, but find yourself here should you ever need help again.
Thank you.
Are you looking for anything specific in the books?
So he said that they were writings on cord.
Yeah.
Specifically. I guess, the problem is she literally doesn't know anything about cord. I guess specifically looking for relation to the elemental planes, any mentions of primordial, fulgun, the name Sharavar, just like all the things she's already kind of like picked up in little pieces, trying to see if there's any connecting lines.
So you don't see any mention of Sharavar. You see connections aplenty between Cord and the plane of storms or the plane of light. And you see that this is a subplane where the planes of air and water meet. A metaphysical realm beyond our understanding, and there are tales of people who visit the elemental planes, and there are doorways to each of them and between them, whether by the infinite stair, through the city of Sigil, or through portals that manifest in our mortal plane. And where these two meet in this ring, air and water, there is the small subplane of the plane of lightning, or something known as the plane of storms. And there are plenty of writings and references to how either this is Cord herself, she is the manifestation of it, or that's where she was born from, or where or that she made it.
And is that sort of written about as if that's like multiple conflicting opinions of different academics or something?
Exactly.
Right.
So there's no one right answer. These are just sort of theories. So these are just theories.
Oh, she's not going to be able to take these books with her, is she? Yeah, she can always come back.
Yeah.
Plus, Elyse was doing that because I would have seen the enchantment get pushed off her when we walked through the water. Can I check inside my bag, please?
Yeah.
Is everything okay in there?
Everything's fine.
Fabulous.
No business, huh?
And you could have checked earlier when you came in as well.
I was just thinking, as I was sat here saying silence thinking, I was like, oh no.
You checked your bag and it's completely fine.
Cool.
Anyone else? Okay. We'll say that you two gather back at the temple, as the same as the rest of you doing. 4 of you are outside as you bid your goodbyes and leave the temple. You are soaked for a minute, and then it begins to just not evaporate off, but just run off you. It's late afternoon, the games are still ongoing.
Is anybody hungry?
Yes.
I could eat.
Yeah, me too.
There's a tavern I ate at last time I was here. It's called the Flying Farrelsman. It was very good.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like your new sword, by the way. It's very fancy.
Oh, thank you.
A very exciting purchase.
A very exciting purchase.
Astra.
Another exciting purchase was made.
And I pick up from where I put it down somewhere safely, the new loot. I don't know whether this was overstepping the mark, because I know you already have one, but it was beautiful, and I just thought...
Is that for me?
Yes.
You bought something for me?
Yes. You don't have to accept it. I understand you already have your own. It was... The man in the shop said it once belonged to a very famous musician.
Ash just looks completely shocked and like overwhelmed and is just staring at it.
It's beautiful.
That's what I thought. I don't know anything about instruments whatsoever, but I thought it was pretty.
Is it massively out of tune? Probably.
Looks lovely though.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.
No one's ever bought me anything before.
Ever?
No. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Tunes it.
This shop, is it the same place you got that sword?
Yes.
Can I see the runes on the sword? Or anything?
It's sheathed at the moment.
Oh, it's sheathed,
but
okay.
I was.
Is it what, just like magical curiosities and things, or?
If you're looking for somewhere to shift some of that stuff and to go magic,
Yes.
he might be willing to trade.
He has a cat as well. Strange creature, but cats are nice.
Cats are nice.
Well, it looks very excited about that.
Elyse, I was wondering if you might take a look at it. It's got some runes along, so we think it might be like the javelin, but I couldn't quite.
Yeah, of course. Maybe wait till we get back to the inn, but I'd be happy to look at it
I
for you.
couldn't quite figure it out myself.
That's fine.
Yeah.
She seems like there's like a weight lifted off her now.
Yeah.
She's been healed.
Okay. Are you going to the Flying Fowlsman or the tavern where you stayed?
I don't mind. I mean, like we could look at the sword tonight.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
It doesn't
We're
matter
going
right
for
now.
food now.
Yeah, full time.
Fancy food.
Food.
Yeah, I'll head to the Flying Fowlsman.
Yeah. You head in. It's mostly quiet, as most people are still out. There are a few reluctant bar staff who are in there, just sort of aimlessly tidying things that are already tidy, and sort of perk up when you come in. And how are the games going?
Fantastic.
Two
We've got
winners
two
right
winners
here.
here.
Champions, Cassian and Boblem.
Oh, come in. A drink for you two then. No, take a table, any one, all free, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Food?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. You sit down and drinks are brought over and
Pass my drink to Elyse.
food is brought over shortly as well.
Actually, she doesn't drink alcohol this time. But she will turn to Astra and just say, I'm going to pay for your food since you waited with me for so long, and you can't say no.
And I'm paying for yours.
Do you have any money left?
Yes. Little bit.
Fine.
A modest meal, 3 silver. You're brought over plates of like steaming curries.
Nice.
Like orange and like spices and sort of sweet and spicy.
Would that be 6 if I'm paying for 2 people then?
Yes.
Oh, yes. That's how it works.
And you can
I was
designate
sure if that
one
was,
that's
like, each
not got
or-
meat in it.
Take off my face scarf, but not the hood. This has been pleasant so far. Nobody's tried to arrest us.
No
Nobody's
rest.
tried to
Always
kill
a good
us.
day. Katelyn appears. Stop that.
Are you feeling better?
Much better. Yeah, I don't think I realised how bad it actually was because I've just been putting up with it and ignoring it.
That don't sound like a good idea.
No,
It looks a lot better than it did.
it really does. Thank you for waiting that long.
Of course, you did the same for me.
How did you two do?
We got what we needed.
You got a journal?
I got a journal.
You did?
Posted out that. I don't have it with me because I forgot it at home. But it has like a lot of plants and stuff on it. Like different leaves, different plants.
Cute.
Did you get a quill?
I like that. Oh, I didn't think that far either.
I have a spare.
Do you?
Yeah, I've got loads.
Oh, thank you.
And your diamonds?
Got 200 golds worth. Not quite enough what we need, but we'll get there.
It'll come in handy sometime.
That's a lot.
Hopefully you won't need to, but knowing what we've been up to lately.
Well, Cassian says you can get a good price on diamonds if we want to get more.
I'll try to get.
We should have waited for you then.
That's alright. I was off doing my own thing.
Maybe you can go with them for the last of it.
Sure.
And put some of the group fund towards it. If it's for.
Out of character, if the diamonds are still worth like 50 gold, but you can haggle a lower price. Doesn't work like that,
There is a lot of contention on the internet as to how the value of diamonds is cosmically determined, but unfortunately, yeah, you can't.
So if you haggle them down to 30 gold,
It doesn't work.
that's only 30 gold's worth of diamond.
Yeah. Well done.
Sorry.
God damn it!
Never mind then.
Passive interest is not useful.
Essentially, whatever you pay for the diamonds, that's how much goes
Okay.
toward the
Oh.
value.
What do you need it for? Would it be used up by it?
Yes, it would.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind then.
Why? What were you thinking?
Oh, I have a diamond, but
What?
if it gets used up, I can't give it to you.
What diamond is it? What?
Must be a special diamond.
Just like pulls out a necklace with it's like a gold chain with a very like roughly cut like shitty looking diamond. I use it for spellcasting, so it can't get used up.
That's fair enough.
But
I
yeah.
see. You should keep it.
Yeah, I kind of need it. Tucks it back in.
Anything else anyone wants to do this afternoon apart from potentially climbing some rigging?
I was told I should wait until tomorrow, inclined to listen. But might be good to go flog off some of this stuff, since I just spent 30 gold on getting myself healed. Just lighten our load a little bit. Maybe look around for some shops. Interested in buying a few things while I'm here.
After the games tonight, Astra, I reckon you can make a ton of money playing your music.
Yes, definitely.
Oh yes.
With that new loot.
I can be a hype man again.
That does seem to work out quite well.
Do hype men exist in the D&D world?
Absolutely.
By that name,
Bards, town criers.
How about you, Ren? Is there anything you want to do?
Any games you want to play in?
I mean, I like to fight in the melee when it comes around, but no, I'm obviously, like I said, here for different reasons.
Do you need us to help you look into anything?
I need to find information on the Weeping Eye. It's what I missed in Sanskrit. It's getting quite pressing. So
You mentioned, was it City Hall before?
it's closed today, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So that's no good to me.
Well, we can go tomorrow if you want. I'll go with you, or I'll go for you if you need someone to, like you said.
I feel like there's probably other people we can ask around here. I just don't know where to start, and it's not easy when you're trying to not be recognised.
Can I don't know if this would work because I don't know if this is exactly how it works, and I don't know anything about the Weeping Eye, but I do have the researcher background trait. Would that work for something like this, like finding out if there's anyone who knows information on a topic in a town?
I can't remember. I might have to check, but you know where to go to find information,
Right.
essentially, with that feature. So, given that you don't know much about them,
Yeah, that's fair.
your best bet would probably be, you reckon, like looking on the notice boards and things like that.
Already done. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
This is frustrating. I just don't know where to start.
Like you said to me, chin up, right? We'll find something, I'm sure. Can always just ask about rumours and news in taverns and things. And you never know who might know things. Maybe Pebble knows. No, we already asked him, didn't we?
Where is Pebble? Have we
Where
not
is
seen him
Pebble?
since we got here?
Oh yeah.
While you were sailing up, you did see him on the aft of one of the ships. He seemed to be lifting someone up, like onto his
He's
shoulder.
having a great time.
He's definitely in Lakeside.
Maybe we can try and find Pebble.
Maybe.
We got a whole night we got to spend here anyway, so
Yeah.
I mean, if you say you don't want to be recognised, then just tell me what you want to ask people and I can do it.
Yeah. Same. I'm happy to help.
God, I don't know where to begin apart from. So we found out in Sanskrit, but I don't know.
That's fine.
Just asking people where I can locate them. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm just looking to speak to them.
Okay. Maybe we could like pretend we want to hire them for something.
Maybe.
That people would probably point us in their direction then.
Cassian, do you think those people that you mentioned back in Sanskrit be able to help? You said you heard of them before.
I don't think that's the right track to go down, unless we want to bring more unwanted attention to ourselves.
So I don't want to do.
What people?
In a whispered voice this time.
Stage whisper.
Stage whisper. Dgorgon.
I'm sure we can find something, some way. I've done plenty of asking around to find information before. I'm sure it can be helpful. I'm sure someone else here is too. We'll find something.
Yes,
We're a team after all.
we are. No, we're a team for Wilson's Landing, apparently.
And we're doing really well, I'll have you know.
I feel like we're carrying the entire town.
You two did fantastically.
I'm sure you'll do great as well when you play.
I find myself a little more distracted than I was yesterday when we signed up.
That's fine.
Has something changed?
I don't know.
Just
Have a lot on your mind.
Yeah, how that feels.
Starting to weigh on me a bit.
We'll help you. We can start poking our noses around tonight, maybe. While there are festivities going on, I don't think it will seem as strange.
Maybe someone will get drunk and say too much.
Yeah.
Not us.
We do have a lot of
That is
booze.
easy to play on.
It'll be fine. Don't worry. So where was the shop you guys went to?
Mason Street.
Oh, I was told about that by the woman in the inn, right? Yeah, that was mentioned. I was asking the person in the inn about where to go to buy and sell antiques and things. So that's must be the place.
Your guy. He's got lots of cups.
Lots of cups.
Well, we have cups to sell, so clearly he likes cups.
He was just a collector of pretty much
Oddities.
everything.
My kind of guy.
Probably the oldest person I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Older than Cassian?
in his 800s for sure.
Wow, that's incredible. Shove food in face. Munch.
Yeah, I suppose we eat and
Yeah, you head to Osgin's. What would you like to do?
Is that the shop?
Yes.
Okay.
just selling my stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can. If you tell me what you've got, I can tell you how much you'll get for it.
So, I mean, not all of it is necessarily for here, but there is.
Well, what would you like to sell here?
Well, overall, we've got the 6 rubies and the 1 dirty ruby, 7 pieces of gold jewelry, and I was gonna check. I don't know if any of them have diamonds in them, but we could look. And
I'll
see.
say if they do have. I'll say if they do
Didn't we
have.
have the gold candelabras as well?
Yeah. So there were 2. Oh, I don't remember candelabras. There were 2 gem encrusted goblets, a glaive, the teardrop crystal, the copper candlestick, which might be the thing you're thinking. Unless you took something I didn't note down.
Well, we took the gold candelabras because I remember you mentioned that one.
Okay, I'll add that.
We took some of the circlets as well.
Yeah, so there's the circlets, the stones, the giant coins, and the copper snake bracelets
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Okay.
Gold candelabras. Do you remember how many?
There's always just some.
Yeah. I'll just give you a value for it.
2? Well,
Oh yeah, I think it was.
it's been launched into a whole like Elyse bit and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so doesn't buy the glaive, won't buy the jewelry. We'll buy the candelabras, the circlets, the copper armbands, and the gold, the other gold jewelry as well.
So that's the 7 pieces of gold jewelry.
Yes.
Sorry, repeat that. I'll put an X next to the ones he's bought. So the 7 pieces of gold jewelry, the candelabras,
Circlets.
circlets.
Armbands.
I've put them down as bracelets, so there's 2 different things.
Armbands, bracelets.
Okay. Did you buy anything else? The giant coins? At all? Was you interested in those?
No, I didn't do it on the jewels. Okay, offers you 125 gold for everything.
Nice.
Into the group fund.
Pretty good price. Can I haggle them up at all?
You can make a persuasion check.
We risked our lives for this.
Nice, 24.
Offers you 140.
That seems much better, thank you.
That's my pleasure. I'm not used to being robbed in the daylight. You know.
Robbery, it's just business.
Just a joke, just a joke. Yeah, offers you 140 gold for it.
Are you selling any arcane items at all?
I'm afraid your compatriots have emptied my stock today.
Oh, that's fair.
I might have a potion too, but I'll see what I can do about that.
What kind of potion?
Potion of superior healing.
Oh.
Maybe one of greater healing, I couldn't be certain.
You could probably tell, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can tell. I can try.
Does go out in the back and does pull out just one. You recognise it by its colour, by the intensity, as a potion of greater healing.
Okay, he swirls this around and goes like, yeah, this definitely greater one. How much?
250 pieces of gold.
How much does one of those heal?
I believe 44 plus 4. I believe offhand, but
I
I'll
have
have to
them
check.
quick.
It's a greater
Yeah,
healing.
didn't I? You
Just
make
making
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem was
We do have ingredients for
Yeah.
other potions, don't we?
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't
Yeah.
bother spending money on that.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's not lose our heads.
So long as we remember to make the potions.
The potions.
Yeah.
It's more important perhaps that we buy the rest of the diamonds that...
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind, we might come back. I'll just lower my voice and say, I'm also looking for anything like lockpicks, tools of that nature.
No, I don't sell anything of that sort.
No? Anywhere here that might?
In no respectable establishment will you find such things. Please.
You don't know what I'm going to use them for.
I should be changing my locks is what I...
Any adventurer needs something like that, frankly. But fine, if you won't sell it to me, that's alright.
Self-respecting adventurer. Can you believe there's mittens?
By the way, Boblem is putting mittens.
I was going to say the same thing!
We can both be putting mittens. Like it's on its back and we're both like scratching its belly.
Yeah. Loving it. Loving it.
The druids have monopolised the cat.
Cool, so that's 140 gold, and we get rid of these items. I'll do all this later.
He thanks you for your service, but very brusquely ushers you all out of the shop.
Cool.
Bye, mittens.
Bye, mittens. Sorry, he didn't take the teardrop crystal, did he?
No.
Or the copper candlestick, but he took the candelabras.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You must think we're robbers now.
Stolen goods.
Well, I mean, technically.
Just know what I'm going to use it for.
Give him a load of random items, ask for a lockpick.
Steal back everything you sold him.
Adventurer!
Sell it to him again.
He's not a great memory.
So for a potion of greater healing, by the way, it's 4d4 of hit points, plus 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
4 for 4.
And see.
Yeah, okay. We headed back to the tavern and the towering door. What sort of time is it?
Yeah.
At this point, like early evening, things are still ongoing.
Would shops still be open at all? Or?
Most are closing by now.
Okay.
I think that's good for now. I mean,
Yeah, I just want to make sure I try and find some other stuff while I'm here, but we can go tomorrow.
well, I don't know if there's anything you want to do to start helping me find information tonight. Otherwise, we can just wait till City Hall opens and...
I mean, wouldn't hurt to go to some taverns and ask some questions, maybe. Might even find something at the inn. Although I wouldn't want to do that so close to home, as it were.
Is there anything that you already know that you can tell us?
That might help.
I know that they are a company of mercenaries who were hired to do a job, and all I want to find out from them is who hired them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if we pretend we want to hire them, ask around, maybe we'll find some information. Or do you not want... Would that be a bad idea from what you know of them?
They
Would that
are...
tarnish us
Yeah.
to be asking?
Mercenaries are hired for all sorts of reasons, but from what I've gathered, everything I've learned so far, the Weeping Eye don't have the best reputation, so it's probably not going to look particularly great on us to
Okay.
go around telling everyone not to hire them specifically.
Well, I guess we don't have to tell people why we're looking for them. Are they known for being... Like, would anyone in this town find it contentious if we said we were looking for them because we didn't like them in the way that the people in this town did?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you here, I only found out who they were when we were in Farrelstad.
Okay.
And
Who did you find that out from? That might help.
Captain Coles, just the day after you disappeared.
I remember.
He was an old mercenary captain. I managed to get some information out of him.
An old mercenary captain of theirs?
No.
Okay.
Some other company as far as I can tell.
I mean, I've worked with plenty of mercenaries, but I don't know if that information is going to... that knowledge is going to count for anything over here.
I think what we need to find is somebody in Lakeside who would know rumours about them. Like I said, they don't have the best rep. I don't think they have the best rep within Shadeborn either.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not good at this sort of thing. This is not exactly my field.
You look around the CD area at night, see who comes your way, and
Ask questions.
ask questions.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, that's not really something I've done very often.
Don't worry, I think me and Cassian might have you covered. We can disguise ourselves anyway, so that it
Exactly.
doesn't come back to any of us.
In which case, I do know where the seedy part of town is.
Yeah? Should we go now, or does everyone want to do this, or together, or would it be wise to maybe have fewer people around for this sort of thing? I don't know. Depends.
We could wait at a tavern, so it doesn't look like we're all crowded in one space.
Astra can play some music.
Yeah, that might be a good distraction as well.
I can do that.
You can?
Of course.
Thank you.
And earn us some more money.
And Astra more money.
Right, I'm gonna lead the gang to the seediest part of town that I know of.
Okay.
The part where it's like, never go there, Simba. I know where it is, doesn't mean I've never been there before.
So short of the Docklands itself, you could go to, there's a residential area just off the Docklands called the Squalls, or on the north end of town, you could find Flotsam and Jetsam, which are two sort of neighbourhoods which aren't the nicest, perhaps.
But they have cute names!
Let's do a tour. Let's head down through the Docklands. Skeevy tour of Lakeside.
Okay. Yeah, you head you head down through the centre of the city. You pass the Cartographer's Guild. You make a note of it for later. It's sort of just off the square. You have to go in at some point. Head onto the Docklands, and things are dying down. The crowds are thinner as people are sort of leaving for the day and probably going to just go get drunk now in the tavern and continue the celebrations. But there are still a good amount of events going on. You walk past and you hear the boom, boom, boom of something metallic hammering into wood. You look over and see where the galleries are, where people are throwing knives and blades and axes. You see a cheer go up as you see a red-skinned, white-shirted character take a bow, pull out another knife from who knows where, and without looking, flick it into the gallery where it hits one of these wooden target dummies. And he looks around and you see this sort of very dashing figure with wavy long black hair pull a hat off his horned head and bow to the crowd. Looks up, catches the eye of you, Astra, and just gives away. You walk on.
Very dashing.
I'm just fucking blushing, man.
What colour is that?
Blue.
Oh, no. You walk through the Docklands, past the end of the dices and the platforms, as people are sort of packing some things away as evening is beginning to creep into, and get into the quieter parts of town. You notice some of the buildings sort of leaning on each other. There's a lot more puddles and broken flagstones around. You hear shouts as you see two people pushed out of a door, throwing punches at each other. You hear the smash of glass around, and get the impression you're probably in the Squalls.
Well,
I would say this is probably the start of the rough part of town.
okay,
You
so
should
maybe
do your thing.
me and Cassian can disguise ourselves, ask some questions, unless anyone else wants to get in on that too. Maybe Astra can play some music somewhere, kind of cause a little distraction, so that it's...
Yeah, of course I can do that.
I think I would just be in the way if I came with you, so go with Astra.
Perhaps if you hang and chuck a couple of coins into his
Yeah,
bowl like Elyse did, and
pick him
Yeah.
up.
Well, he deserves it.
He does.
sorry, like Sariel did. It was Sariel who put the 10 gold in there. Yeah, and then
No, I just said, pay him well, and left. Doesn't pay him well.
I will follow you two.
Do you want...
That's right, I suppose.
Us or Astra?
You
Us two.
Yeah.
You might not be comfortable with it, but I could always make you invisible if you're really worried about being seen.
Do it.
Yeah? I'd have to disguise myself first so that I don't break the spell. So I can't disguise self.
Well, are they both concentration?
Disguise self is not, so I can cast disguise self first and then invisibility.
Cool.
But it does mean I won't be able to use friends to persuade anyone to give us information or something. Because I'm not holding invisibility, but I'm pretty sure you've got this covered. Yeah. Cool, yeah, I cast disguise self on myself. I am Lilac Tiefling again, and then I cast invisibility on Renard.
Flinches and then he's gone.
A wave of pins and needles surges up, and look down and it's very unnerving. You can't see your own hands, and you look where you know there's a window and look for your reflection, and you see nothing.
I hate this.
A disembodied voice.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Well, just try not to be sick on me.
I'll do it. I want to see if it's invisible as well.
Yes, do it.
I'm not
Actually, I can tell you from experience that anything that is expelled from you while you're invisible then becomes visible. It's very funny.
That's Cassian casts and is a middle-aged, battle-scarred, balding human male.
Cool. Okay.
We're in the seedy part of town. Gotta look seedy.
Let's do this.
So we're just asking for information on where we can find the Weeping Eye.
Or anyone who might never
Or anyone who might know where they are. Okay.
Find the closest place you find, all the creeping vines. You hear loud music coming from inside, and loud noise. Seems busy enough. Push open the door, you head in. You find yourself winding down a set of stairs. We'll get into like a cellar, but not like fully underground. Not enough to like probably throw you off, but basically just like 3-4 feet, like winding down like a half circle, winding down below. You find yourself in a wide open bar, packed out with probably 50 or so people. Someone badly playing music on the other end of the bar.
Change that track.
You want to do your thing?
I can certainly do that. Try the new one out, maybe. I will be. I'd like to play my music.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You wait like 10 minutes and the person finishes their performance and no one else seems to step up. So
Astra applauds before he gets up.
you take the plate and a couple of people like look over to you and just like, a fair few like taking in your appearance. You've not seen many other tieflings, short of there's one other you saw on the docks. And then make a performance check.
Don't do me dirty anymore. Okay, 18.
18. Okay. It doesn't take long to captivate the audience and pull them in with these songs laced innately with magic and the notes all weaving through everything. It's almost like you can close your eyes and see how they're reaching out into everyone's ears and raising hairs on the backs of people's arms and their necks, and they begin to play, and all of you hear it emanating not just from Astra himself but from the corners and the rafters and the floorboards itself. And before long most of the crowd are not singing along, there's no like words to speak of, but stamping and clapping in rhythm. The crowd is suitably distracted, suitably enthralled.
Well done, boy.
I'm gonna throw some gold in the plate.
Me too. Imitating Elyse going, "Wow, Bird and Astra, everybody! Elyse, great!"
Scanning the room, looking for people who are either completely uninterested in what Astra's doing, or look like they're sort of trying to edge away to have their own private conversations.
You see one woman who looks to be probably about 6.5 feet tall. This like light grey skin, with dark eyes and dark hair. Sat at the bar and is occasionally like looking over, but looks very much like it's distracting her and just supping her beer.
Sort of give a glance to Elyse and kind of signal my head that way.
Yeah.
Cock
She's
around.
noticed. Nods.
Walk over and kind of lean over.
Kind of squeak towards the people and
Follow Cassian and stand behind him, just kind of looking.
Am I in danger? There's a shakedown. What is this?
No. Interested in finding out about mercenaries.
Oh,
Seems like an interesting establishment.
I mean, you'll find mostly fishers here, but what sort of work you after?
There is a band called The Whipping Eye,
Oh,
if you have heard of it.
We just want to locate them.
I thought you were looking for people for work. No worries. Oh. turns her head away from you.
You offer work?
Me, I do, but if you're looking for someone else, then why you come to me?
I thought you might know.
For a price? Maybe. Maybe I'll know.
Go on, speak in her head, creep her out. I could do it, but then Renard would become visible.
What's it worth to you?
Not sure. Just interested. Yeah, why not? Different voice in her head. Just, you should tell the man what he wants to know.
Instant just falls off her chair. Big fuzz. She books it out of the tavern quickly.
This is just asking friendly
You didn't
questions.
touch her. Did you do something?
He winks.
Elyse laughs and winks back.
There are a couple of people who are like looking on weirdly, but
She had too much to drink. I think she had to go do a tactical chunder, you know.
Bit green.
I get it.
Anyone else around that looks of the sort that we're looking for?
Make an insight check.
14.
14, okay. You look around and gain the perceptions of everyone in there. You see the familiar form of Pebble sat in one of the corners drinking with a few people you don't recognise. It doesn't seem like he's recognised, it doesn't seem like he's seen the rest of the party around.
Okay. Could go to Pebble. He's drinking with some people, they might be other mercenaries.
Did you not ask him before about this?
Yeah, but his other friends might know something.
Maybe so.
I'll go up to Pebble and I'll just be like, Pebble, it's Cordelia, do you remember me?
Excuse me. Oh, Cordelia, you've done
Cordelia.
something with your hair.
Yeah.
The horns.
They do have some jewellery and embellishment on them. Yeah, I got that added recently, I really like it.
Maybe I'm too old to keep up with all of this. Okay. Come, drink with us. And who's your friend?
Artigan.
Artigan. Cordelia. Sit, we'll find the seat and so drag some round. Where are your friends?
I gesture over to where Astra's playing.
Oh, I couldn't see.
The world famous Verdant Astra.
A pleasure to be in his company again. I should have recognized his music and and your tall friend too. And the little one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess they're all around somewhere.
So who are your friends?
Well, this is Mick and Nabi. You see one half orc and one full orc.
I
Both appear
reach out a hand to shake them. Pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Are they in your
Obviously.
your line of business as well?
Mick? Hi, I've been a sellsword most of my life. Just here having fun. No business.
Yeah. We were just
Trying to gather some information.
Oh, is that
hoping
so?
to locate a mercenary company called the Weeping Eye, was it?
We've heard they are less than favourable.
The two sort of share a glance and you won't find them here, I don't believe. But
No?
they're a nasty bunch. Bad reputation.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Who do we ask to find out more?
Yeah.
They operate out of Shaybone. That's their central sort of operating area. I mean, you could check with the watch if they have any contracts with them, but frankly I doubt it.
Have they been known to take up contracts with them?
No, but I haven't got any other ideas.
Don't suppose just even any rumours that they might have been pursuing a job around here or anywhere near here recently?
I'm very interested in these folk.
It's just
They got
work.
something of yours? Someone?
No,
You sure?
just trying to gather information.
They're known for that sort of work.
What sort of work?
Dark dealings in the night. People gone missing.
Oh. Well, I guess that would be in line with what we've heard before.
Yes.
Let's steer clear.
Perhaps we are trying to prevent such things.
Perhaps you're good people. Who knows? I'll ask around.
That would be helpful, thank you.
I'll pass it on to your friend here. If I hear anything.
That'd be great.
No.
Thanks.
The rest of you, are you doing anything during this time? So you're listening into all this.
I'm just clapping.
Yeah. Enjoying the music.
Just type in Astra.
1-800, are you slapping?
Yes.
Still playing. Singing now as well, but just performing.
Yeah. Be like, wow, he's amazing.
The night goes on. Those of you who do, you drink a little bit and dance, enjoy the music. I'll say for you two, make an investigation check. This is just to carry on, basically asking around.
One each or one with advantage?
One each.
Okay. Mine is 15.
Okay.
Investigation. Mine's a 6.
Okay. You ask around. You do get a little bit more confirming news, basically, on them, but you don't seem to find any specific leads themselves.
Just sort of more of the same
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay.
That is until you're sat down, sort of having a breather after a while. And there's
Keeping up spells.
Yeah, do I have to recast or
how long does it last?
1 hour for me?
We assume you can dip out and recast again if you wish.
Got the spell slots for it this time.
You come back in, you're sitting on some sort of like upturned barrels, like watching the last bit of Astra's performance. It's been going on for some time now, and I assume you've been keeping up that as well. Visibility.
I can do. Yeah, I've got 2 more slots for that, so I'll
Would
do that.
appreciate it.
So you alternate it with the concentration.
Yeah.
A figure sidles between the two of you as you're sat down, sort of from just behind them. I hear you're looking for mercenary work, and some names might have been thrown around. The Weeping Eye. Was that right?
Maybe so.
You turn around, you see the figure you saw at the galleries who were throwing knives earlier. Now with an open jacket, a shirt, nothing down a fair few, and sort of what seems to be like a sailor's hat, almost a wide brimmed with a long yellow feather coming out the top, 2 curving horns coming out the top, this deep crimson skin, and a fine moustache on his top lip. And Arenthius Van Wymark, I believe I might have some information that could help you.
Oh, really?
Allies, friends. People around are asking of the same thing. We might be of some use to each other. And that's what went tonight, I think.
Nice.
You'd have seen that as well. Okay? As a note. As a note.
New husband appears.
Thank you everyone so much for continuing to watch and just being amazing. Thank you all for playing. You've all been wonderful.
Thank you, JD.
Thank you very much.
JD.
Thank you. I feel very appreciated.
Thank you for husband.
Oh, just
Astra's
wait.
husband.
A boy for Astra.
We will see you next week. Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of our story. We love you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What's up, fellow adventurers? It's Elyse. Thank you for joining us on the latest chapter of our adventure. Are you in need of a short rest to get some hit points back? How about a hot drink? We've partnered with Found Familiar Coffee to bring you the finest coffee in the Forgotten Realms. Head to foundfamiliar.com/LOTP and use code LOTPDND for 10% off coffee, mugs, and everything else to replenish your adventuring supplies. Thank you as always to our executive producers, Alexandra Johnson, Liam Moran, Emily Hogarth, and Catelyn Ferguson. You can get more from Life of the Party over at patreon.com/NyxRising or via the join button on YouTube, where we're offering bonus D&D content, bloopers, world-building extras, and much more. Until next time, keep your mind keen and your eyes sharp, and we'll see you on Wednesday.